Okay, in the last lecture we were discussing about the expectation of any probability distribution given to us, how to find that. Basically, expectation and the mean value are the same. In a data analysis, if you want to find out the mean, so it means it shows an average value, right? In the same thing is in the distribution function, how to find the mean value. For that purpose, we use the expectation formula. So let's uh, extend our yesterday's lecture. Some of the things were remaining over there, so let's first finish that, and then we will be starting the numerical problems depending upon the probability mass function, probability density function, and expected values and variances. So I'm going to share the PPTs with you. Is it visible to all of you, please? Visible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So yesterday we were discussing about the mean and the variances, and even I derived the formula for the variance in terms of the mean also, right? So I'm just going to repeat it and then we will move forward. Let the possible values of the random variable of x denoted by x1, x2, x3 and so on, then the probability mass function of x is fx, so fxi is equals to px is equals to xi. It means the value of the probability mass function at when x is equals to xi. So in that case, mean or the expected value of the discrete random variable, here we are talking about the discrete random variable, so we will be taking the summation over the random variables. Discrete random variable x denoted as mu or expectation of x. It means mean is denoted by mu or expectation of x. This is equals to summation over I equals to 1 to n. If it is 1 to n given to you, the number of random variables xi fxi. So the same thing we did in the last lecture, and by using this formula we derived we just make the derivation of the variance also. Basically, the variance value is given by expectation of x minus mu whole of square. E shows expectation, right? So E x minus mu square, how to write? Summation over I equals to 1 to n x minus mu square fxi. Expectation of x is given by summation xi fxi. So expectation of x minus mu whole of square will be given as summation over I equals to 1 to n xi minus mu whole of square fxi. Okay, and if you open it as I did in the last lecture, I derived it properly how we get this last form I equals to 1 to n xi square fxi minus mu square. So here when we were deriving this formula, we were minimizing this formula in terms of the mu or the mean. We saw that there we have the term of summation of fi xi that was equals to 1. It means that is the total probability, and where there we have the mu, we can make it outside of the summation because mu is a constant. Okay, so constant value, due to the constant value, we need not to put the summation over it. So where there it is required, we can put mu outside of the summation term, and this sigma square value is known as the variance, and where there you need the standard deviation, make the positive under root of it, so that is the standard deviation. So let's take some notations. For the discrete case, as I mentioned, expectation of x, summation over x, xi pxi, where pxi is the probability mass function. In some of the books they use pxi as the same thing fxi also if they use for the probability mass function. So we have to understand the meaning of the fxi or pxi. If it is a discrete case, its meaning this is a probability mass function, and if it is a continuous case for the continuous random variable, then pxi means the probability density function. And the continuous case, we have to find out the value of the expectation equals to integration over all values of x depending upon the range of the x, xi, pxi, dx. So you have to remember it, where there you need to find out the expected value or the mean, whether it is the case of discrete, whether it is the case of continuous. the term we have to make the sum or the integration xi pxi. If it is the integration, then integrated with respect to x, and if it is a summation, then simple xi pxi. Sometimes you all studied how to find out the mean whenever a sample case given to you, data is given to you in expanded form. Empirical means is special case of expected value. Sample mean for a sample of an object can be given as x bar is equals to sigma I equals to 1 to n xi upon n. Okay, so where n is the number of the objects. So this kind of the formula you all have studied in your secondary or senior secondary level as well, where the data is given to us and we have to find out the mean and the other things like variance or something. So here this is the term of mean whenever sample given to you, data given to you, okay, where n is the number of the expected number of the total values or the number of the subjects, and the x bar will be given to you summation over I equals to 1 to n xi upon n, and where the n, the probability or the frequency of each person in the sample is 1 by n in that case. Now let us see, because last lecture also I gave you an example how to find out the expectation, and we did it in the numerical problem related to the three tosses or three coin tosses case. Here we have another case where the random variables are 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14, and because this is the case of a given the discrete random variable, so we will be having we will be using here the summation form, and the probability mass function corresponding to this is given as 0 0.4, 0 0.2, 0 0.2, 0 0.1 and 0 0.1 respectively. Now let us, because this is the case of ship arrival, so we need to understand if it is the case of ship arrival, definitely the random variable is defined as the discrete random variable. Excuse me, I was in a call. I was in the calls, that's why I couldn't speak. Anyways, expected value. Now how to find it? Here the value of random variable, number of the random variables are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 random variables. Okay. Can I do this question on the whiteboard? That would be better, I believe. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So that you can understand it. Let me open the whiteboard. Okay. Sir, I'm in the class. Sir, good morning. I call you back, sir. Can you see the whiteboard?
No, ma'am.
No.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Wait a minute. Not able to open. Now can you see the whiteboard?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
thank you. Okay, so now let's see that question, because on the PPT it's not easy to understand if we have any numerical problem. So I prefer the numerical problem on the board only. So that question was related to the expectation. Whenever we need to find out the expectation or the mean for any of the probability distribution given to you, we need the value of the random variable as well as the probability mass function or probability density function corresponding to these random variable. So here we have xi terms, and here we have px is equals to xi. You can write pxi also, there is no issue. The value of the random variable are 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. Okay, and the corresponding values are 0.4, 0.2, 0.2, 0.1 and 0.1. Okay, so we need to find out the mean or expected value. So as per our formula, because this was the case of ships, so we know that if we have the case of ship, the random variable we are supposed to use as the discrete random variable. Okay, sometimes it's not given in the numerical problem whether it is a discrete case or the continuous case. So in those cases we need to read the problem properly. No? What the term given, what is the characteristic of the xi? Always see the characteristic of x. Then only you can identify this is the discrete or the continuous. Okay, so here it was not given, only the characteristic of the random variable given to you. This is the case of ship's arrival. So we know that definitely the x will be considered as the discrete random variable. So for the mean, we use the notation mu or the expectation of x as well. Both the things are same, and the general term is x I equals to 1 to n or 0 to n, जो भी आपका given होगा accordingly, and we write xi pxi, right? But here how to write it? In this numerical problem, this formula is like I equals to how many variables? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we may write I equals to 1 to 5 and xi pxi. Now the thing is, now this is your wish, you may write 10 to 14 also, you may write here 10 to 14 also, it doesn't matter, or otherwise you may write like that, x1 is equals to 10, x2 is equals to 11, x3 is equals to 12, x4 13 and x5 14. It is our wish how we are making the notation. It's not necessary if I'm writing 1 to 5, then the notation will be like that, and if you want to write 10 to 14, then it also okay. And the corresponding values, that is p, the value of p probability mass function when x is equals to 10, this value is 0.4. The value of probability mass function when x is equals to 11, this value is 0.2. Similarly, the probability mass function for x is equals to 12 is 0.2. So like that, we have to make our notations ourselves. These things will not be given to us in the numerical problem. हमें खुद से notations decide करने हैं, but technically the thing should not be wrong. That's it. The meaning of the probability mass functions and the random variable should not be wrong. That's it. Otherwise, it doesn't matter what the notation I am using. The terms technically should be correct. So here what to do? If I open it, we have to write like that. P x1. If I open this series, because this is the problem, initial problem, so I'm writing each and everything. Later on we can write it directly also. So we may write x1, px1, x2, px2, x3, px3, x4, px4, plus x5, px5. Or otherwise, if you are not making this notation x1, x2, you may write, you are writing 1 to 5, directly 10 to 14, then accordingly you may write this term. It doesn't matter. So now we are keeping the terms, numerical terms, 10 dot 0.4 or multiplication. This dot is for multiplication, so you may write in the bracket also, because here we have more decimal terms, so there should not be any confusion among the numerical terms. X2 is 11, 0.2 plus 12, 0.2 plus 13, 0.1 plus 14, 0.1. So you let me know the terms. Solve करिए इसको, मुझे बताइए क्या आ रहा है term. Let me know the expectation of this distribution or the mean of this distribution. Please solve it and let me know what the value you are getting.
11.3.
11.3.
3.
3.3, ma'am.
Okay, so the value is 11.3. The expectation value or the mean is 11.3 for this. Okay, so like that, this was the case of discrete random variable. Okay, whenever the range is given as a continuous random variable, so instead of, in that case, instead of this summation, हम क्या use करते हैं? We are supposed to use the term of integration also. Okay, so let's move again to the PPT and let's see what are the other terms remaining or the other properties remaining under this topic, and then we will take some more exercises. This was the basic exercise, how to find the can I find the variance also? Please find the variance, because mu already we have found. Please find the variance also. What was the term for the variance? क्या था variance का term? Sigma square expectation of x minus mu whole of square, that is summation over I x minus mu whole of square pxi, इस तरीके से था. So yesterday we derived that also. हमने पूरा उसका derive भी किया था. बताइए formula, how we can make that term in terms of the mu. Can you see? Is it PPT is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
So you can see here the formula for the variance and then start to find the variance. मुझे बताइए variance कैसे निकालेंगे? It is there with you in front of you. Please note down that I equals to 1 to n. This formula you use this one. Okay. I am writing here again. Here also you can see, if you open this term, you will be getting summation over I xi square fxi, और यहाँ आप pxi भी ले सकते हैं. If you are getting confused, then you can use here pxi. Okay. Minus mu square. Okay. So how to open this term? how we will be opening here? हम यहाँ कैसे ओपन करेंगे इस टर्म को? x1 स्क्वायर px1 प्लस x2 स्क्वायर px2 प्लस कहाँ तक जाएगा? 5 तक. Okay, minus mu square. What was mu? This was the mu value. So that's why minus 11.3 whole of square. Okay. So now we can calculate it. All the things are there with us. x1 square. x1 was 10. px1 is 0.4. x2 square. px2. x3 square px3 plus x4 square px4 plus x5 square px5. Okay, minus 11.3 whole of square. Calculate करिए. You can use the calculator also. Let me know the value of variance in this case.
I am 1.81.
Please check others also. Is it correct or not? 1.81? Is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Please solve others also. I am giving you 1 or 2 minutes. Please do it fast.
Yes, ma'am. Sigma square is equal to 1.81.
Yes. Sigma square is 1.81. And what is the standard deviation? SD क्या होगा? Please put
Ma'am,
the under. Yes.
1.345.
1.345.
1.345.
1.345.
Yep.
Okay. All of you are getting the same?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
1.345.
Okay, so this is the variance. So you may see in a single problem, जो ship का arrival का problem था, firstly this table was given to us in the numerical problem. Firstly, we characterized the random variable because this was the case of ship arrival. We kept it in terms of discrete random variable. Okay. Then, as per the requirement of the expected value, we need to define all the xi's, x1, x2, x3, x4, x5. We put those values and corresponding to that, the probability mass function also. Okay. यहाँ probability mass function क्यों कह रहे हैं? Because we are characterizing the random variable as the discrete term. Okay. If we are characterizing the discrete random variable as a continuous, so in that case, this probability will be given in terms of the probability density function. Okay, but here we have discrete terms, so here we are using PMF term, probability mass function. So by using the expectation formula, firstly we find out the expected value or the mean. By using the term I equals to 1 to n xi pxi, we opened it in form of a series. हमने सारी numerical terms put किया and then we found the value of mu as 11.3. Then after variance the term is variance. Basically we may write in terms of the expectation of what? X minus mu whole of square. कुछ books में mu की जगह हम bar भी use करते हैं ना, mu और x bar also. Okay, so don't get confused. In some of the book, this formula will be given to you as E x minus x bar whole of square. So both the things are same. Mu can be replaced by x bar also. These all are the notations. That's it. So summation. And then we opened this term. We have derived it already. So you need not to put the derivation in all the numerical problem. You can use directly. Okay, this formula you can use directly. Xi square pi xi square. This thing you can use directly. So xi whole of xi square pxi. So xi square means x1 square, x2 square, x up to x5 square, because this is the summation over I, and with multiplication of px1, px2 up to px5 respectively. And we know the mean value already we have found. So therefore, whenever we want to find out the variance by using the numerical terms, given or the data given in the numerical problem, firstly we are supposed to find out the x bar. Then first we find the x bar, then only we will be able to find out the variance and SD, standard deviation. So this is 1.81 is the variance and 1.345 is the standard deviation. Is there any doubt in this question? You may please ask any one of you.
No, ma'am.
Yes? Can we move further?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So let's see the other characteristics of the random variable. So this question we did on the board. यहाँ एक और numerical problem दिया है where px is given as 1 for the uniform distribution. So here, because uniform distribution we will see later on, that is a continuous distribution. Okay, so that's why here the integration is used in terms of the expectation 0 to 1, that's the range x pi xi. Here the constant term is px is equals to 1, and then it was integrated. This is the case of the uniform distribution where the limits of the random variable was given as 0 to 1 only. So these cases we will be seeing when we will take the continuous distribution also. यहाँ हम देख रहे हैं कुछ टर्म्स हैं एक्सपेक्टेड वैल्यूज की, मैथमेटिकल ऑपरेटर की तरह हम यूज करते हैं इसको. A few notes about expected value as a mathematical operator. Okay, if c is equals to a is a constant which is not the variable, it means it's not depending upon the random variables. A constant is free from the random variable. If a constant c is the free from the random variable, then how we can operate it with the random variables or the expected values? Let us see that. X and y are any random variables, then expectation of c is equals to c itself. Okay, constant का आप expectation निकालेंगे तो that the term you will be getting the same. Expectation of c is equals to c. Expectation of c x can be rewritten as c expectation of x. Okay, and expectation of c small c plus x is equals to c plus expectation of x, because expectation of c is equals to c. So here you can see that the linear property is working over the expectation operator. Ex plus y is equals to ex plus ey. Even we can extend it more. Ex plus y plus z can be written as ex plus ey plus ez. So if you want to find out the expectation of the sum of two random variables, then it can be rewritten as expectation of first variable plus expectation of second variable. So hence linear property is existing over the expectation. Even similarly, ex minus y can be rewritten as ex minus ey. Variance or the standard deviation, which we have already seen that this sigma square is given as variance of x, ex minus expectation of x minus mu whole of square, or for the discrete we may write it summation over x, x minus mu square pxi. The average expected square distance or the deviation from the mean. Basically, variance shows the deviation from the mean. P squaring because it has the better properties than the absolute value. Take square root to get back linear average distance from the mean or the standard deviation. तो हम इसको open कर सकते हैं as we have done in the derivation also.
What does better property mean?
Because whenever we, if you have, okay, I tell you, can I use the board again? Because these things we will be looking in the distribution also. I'm giving you one small example to interpret it. Because distribution we have not started, So I'm taking only one property. In the normal distribution, the probability curve you will be getting like that. Okay. It means if this is the random variable, this is minus infinity to plus infinity. The random variable is working on the horizontal plane, and this curve denoting its probability density function, because normal distribution is the continuous, depending upon the continuous range. Continuous random variable. Okay. So what happened in the this structure of the normal distribution, or this probability density function, is symmetrical about the mean. This value is known as the mean value. It means this value will be corresponding to the mean, and it is symmetrical about both the sides. Okay. Now what happened in the case of variance? What we are trying to find out, if we have any of the term A on this random variable range, then the variance give us that how it is varying with respect to the mean. Okay, in the plus A direction as well as in minus A direction also. So variance give the better interpretation of the probability distribution in a particular range, or in a particular term or a value, because deviation, or because this variance shows the deviation from the mean. So we can interpret that this random variable which has this value A is deviated or varying in terms with respect to the mean. So that's why we say the variance gives us the better interpretation of the probability distribution instead of the mean. Mean actually it gives the standard term. It is a expected value, and it is for a particular random variable. But what the variance, we can have a change of the random variable, because here if I have suppose x minus mu whole of square, या हम कह सकते हैं x bar whole of square pi xi, this is the value of variance. Okay, so what we are doing here, this is not only the expectation of x, this is expectation of x minus mu or x minus bar whole of square. It gives more better interpretation of the probability instead of the expectation of x. Here we are visualizing the value of the variance which is varying with respect to the mean, but we can extend this variance. या हम सिर्फ किसकी बात कर रहे हैं, वेरिएंस की बात कर रहे हैं with respect to the mean, but in some of the books you can find out the movements also. Sometimes this was the expectation in respect of the mean, but we can find out the expectation with respect to any of the point. Sometimes suppose if I want to find out the deviation of this distribution with respect to the A point, so how to find? In that case I will be finding the value of expectation with respect to the A. If I want to find out in any other point, suppose B, if I want to find out the deviation or the distribution from the point B, then I supposed to find out the expectation of x minus B whole of square, like that. So here that's why we say instead of x, this variance term give us more better interpretation of the distribution. We will be looking this thing again when we will approach, when we will be studying about the distribution, continuous distribution, and the discrete distributions also. So here I took one of the small example, because in the normal distribution the curve is very clear. Normal curve is very clear, and here we can see the mean very clearly, because symmetry always exists. The curve is always symmetrical about the mean, and we will be able to find out the variance about the mean very properly but actually in any of the field, any of the distribution, we will be able to find out the mean. Here we are finding out the mean with mean and variance about the mean, okay, but we will be able to find out the variance about any point, that is known as the moments ना, वो भी हम आगे लेंगे कि movements का क्या meaning होता है, but here I can give you only one at this stage I can give you the variance. In this respect, variance give the more better interpretation instead of the mean. Here you can see the formerly discrete case or the continuous case as per the required range of the random variable. This is the value for the empirical variance. If any data set given to us, then how to find out the variance. That is numerator में हम रखते हैं I equals to 1 to n x minus x bar whole of square upon n minus 1. That can be derived by using the data set. This case is only applicable when data set is given. Always remember, these cases can be applicable only when data set is given. Here again some standard condition that variance of a constant is 0 because constant don't vary. That's why the variance of the constant is always 0 and the variance of the expectation of the constant is the constant itself, as we have already seen that. So यहाँ आपने देखिए वही क्वेश्चन है, इसको सॉल्व किया है in terms of the variance. Find the variance and the standard deviation for the number of ships to arrive at the harbor. Recall the mean is 11.3. So in this question we have already found the mean as well as the SD and variance also. हमने किया भी था अभी ये क्वेश्चन. इस क्वेश्चन में देखिए, this is the different one. Here this is the same one. इसमें पहले x square का वैल्यू निकाला है individually, टेबल दोबारा बनाया है, okay, और otherwise not necessary that you always prepare the table again. You can write these square terms in the numerical term or in the steps as well. It's not needed always you are supposed to put the x square value again. So here you can see the expectation of x minus mu whole of square, how to open it in terms of the mu or the mean. So 1.81 is the variance and standard deviation is 1.35. So what is the interpretation here? On an average day, we expect 11.3 ships. So 11.3 was the mean. That's why ships. अब यहाँ expectation है 11.3 to arrive in the harbor plus or minus 1.35. This is the standard deviation. This gives you a feel for that what would be considered as a usual day. Because यहाँ हम किसकी बात कर रहे हैं, यहाँ expect आया है, expectation आई है 11.3 ships, okay. But always remember when we are using the discrete random variable and we are making the interpretation, so you can give it in a discrete terms also, because 11.3 ships not be possible. ये सिर्फ आपका numerical term है ना, तो आप इसको round off करके डिपेंडिंग अपॉन दैट मिनिमम टर्म करके 11 भी कर सकते हैं यहाँ पर कि वी एक्सपेक्ट मिनिमम 11 शिप्स टू अराइव इन द हार्बर, ओके. सो एंड द डेविएशन इज 1.35 प्लस और माइनस इट इज पॉसिबल. I'm giving you one problem over here to you. Tossing a coin 100 times, what is the expected number of heads? What is the variance of the number of heads? ये आप करेंगे खुद से and in the next class I will show this answer also, but here you are supposed to do it. Please note down this problem. This is the case when we are tossing a coin 100 times. What is the expected number of heads? What is the variance of the number of heads? Please note down it. Have you noted down? Have you noted down, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So this was for today. Let's do this question first, and we will meet in the next class. और इस question को पहले मैं आपसे पूछूंगी, and then after I will be solving in the class itself. Okay. So this was for today. In the next class, we will be taking some numerical problems depending upon the expected values, variance, probability mass function, probability density function, and all. Okay. So till then, take care. Thank you.
मैम
Thank you.
मैम
Yes, you want to ask something? Anyone?
मैम ये जो आपने स्लाइड्स अपलोड किए हैं फाइल्स
हाँ।
वाले सेक्शन में, वहाँ लेक्चर नंबर 7 नहीं है मैम.
That is tutorial actually. If you see the course handout, na?
यस मैम.
हाँ, this is as per the course handout. तो course handout में आपका वीक में इस ट्यूटोरियल्स की तरह न्यूमेरिकल प्रॉब्लम्स सॉल्व करने के लिए लेक्चर रखा है. Okay, so that's why first we complete the unit officially. It is given to you in the course handout. Okay, and जैसे अभी एक इसका हो गया, अभी हमने expectation और ये पढ़ लिया. Then 2 lectures we can take only as the tutorial, something like that. Okay, there is nothing missing.
ओके मैम, आई गॉट इट.
Okay.
थैंक यू मैम.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.